of interest statements.
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meetings of January 7th, 14th, and 21st. I did review the minutes, so do we have a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Next, we move down to correspondence. And I better shut my phone off because I forgot to, because it'll be beeping during the whole meeting. We have a bid opening on numerous demolitions. The first bid is from RSR Demolition, 1370 Joliet Street, Dyer, Indiana. They have their Form 96 filled out. And they have their non-inclusion affidavit signed. It appears that they didn't bid all of the addresses. Looks like they bid most of them. Their total bid is $194,361. The next bid is from IESCO, I-E-S-C-O Construction Incorporated, 450 Taft Drive, South Holland, Illinois. I don't see a Form 96. And I don't see a non-inclusion affidavit. Is there anybody here from that company? Did you provide a Form 96 and a non-inclusion affidavit? Oh, here it is. Well, I saw proposal, so I assumed everything that needed to be part of the proposal was in there, but yeah, they have both of those documents. I don't know if they bid everyone because they didn't use the standard sheet, but it looks like, did you bid everyone? So your total bid is $173,452. The next bid is from Gary Material Supply LLC, 7318 West 15th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. It looks like they have their non-inclusion affidavit. They didn't file a Form 96, but you only really have to file that once a year. So if they filed one at an earlier bid thing, that would be acceptable. Now, they only bid 8 parcels, and their bid is $282,200. The next bid is from Ileana Remedial Action Incorporated, 6550 Osborne Avenue, Hammond, Indiana. They have their non-inclusion affidavit. I don't see the Form 96 in this one either. They bid every parcel, and their total bid is $344,897. The next one is from Scanlon Excavating, 148 West Smith Street, Bonfield, Illinois. They have their Form 96. And they have their non-inclusion affidavit signed. They bid every parcel, and their total bid is $294,220. Next bid is from JM Industrial Services Incorporated, 201 Marble Street, Hammond, Indiana. They have their Form 96, and they have their non-inclusion affidavit signed. They bid every parcel, and their bid is $218,350. Next bid is from Acton Contracting, LLC, 1102 East Columbus Drive, East Chicago, Indiana. They have their Form 96. They have their non-inclusion affidavit signed. It appears they bid every parcel except for one, and their bid is $260,095. Next bid is from Grimmer Construction Incorporated, 2619 Main Street, Highland, Indiana. They have their Form 96. They have their non-inclusion affidavit. They bid every parcel, and their bid is $475,340. I think that's it. What's this? This is the picture. That completes the bids. Do I have a motion to refer these to code enforcement for tabulation and recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against? Motion passes. Item B, contract for 6th District Local Street Project, Maryland Avenue Lighting Improvement. This is with, who's the? This is what Hawk Enterprises. Do I have a motion to approve the contract?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Next, we have correspondence from AT&T requesting permission to perform work in the alley east of Holman Avenue, just off Sibley. I think they're already working out there. I saw them. I saw them out there the other day.
We approved one a couple meetings back.
You know, this might be an extension of that work. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Correspondence received from Norm's Plumbing and Heating for permission to close 169th at Kansas. This is another one. I think they already started the work, right? It was kind of an emergency.
If I could jump in,
Sure.
Stan Dean Button, city engineer, this was a lane restriction. They only closed the westbound lanes, and
So they're already done?
they should be complete, yeah. But it was a lane restriction, not a complete closure.
Okay. Do I have a motion approving the work that's already done?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Once in a while, we get stuff like that where the contractor needs to do it quickly.
Yeah, it was an emergency work. It was a water service connection that needed to be isolated and restored.
Right.
We found out about this not too long after the last Board of Works meeting, so we needed to get it done. It was done Monday, Tuesday.
Well, typically, they will call in and request it to go before the board, and it still needs to go before the board to make sure all the bases are covered and everything, so that in case we have any follow-up. So this is okay,
And Hammond Traffic was notified of the closure too. I did not.
because that's a busy street.
It is.
Item E, correspondence received from Brian Poland, Director of City Planning, requesting approval of a proposed subdivision near the intersection of Fifth Avenue and Indianapolis Boulevard. This is the retail area there, right? Luke's Spot addition to the city of Hammond. Do I have a motion approving the request?
Make a motion to approve the request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Hearing on property located at 223 Williams Street. Is there somebody here from that property? Yes, sir. Step up to the microphone and state your name for the record.
Anthony Alexander.
So, where's this at right now?
Great question. January 8th, Board of Works decision, 1716, cleared into 12816. It was in collections for 3 units, for 1450.
Yeah, somebody put it can because there's only a 2-unit, and right, somebody was supposed to come and inspect. I never heard anything from anybody.
Communication set up, who from us, all of us.
I had no idea. Last time I spoke with somebody, they said they were going to get in contact with me, so I figured. Actually, I was in front of you guys and I talked to you. You said somebody's going to contact me. And the only thing I got was, I figured maybe just roll past and seen there was a 2-unit, and I got a letter in the mail saying, be here in court.
So what's the contention? Is it, so we'll defer action on this for 2 weeks? So what's the date we're going to bring it up again? Do I have a motion resetting this for February 11th?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item G, notice of violation hearing on property located at 1835 Calumet. Please state your name.
I'm Justin Smits. I'm actually the owner of the property.
Okay.
What the city is seeking, this currently sits as a 2-unit property. Mr. Smith had contacted our department to set up an interior inspection just to be sure that the property was up to code. Upon that inspection, we discovered there was a basement apartment created in violation of minimum ceiling height, fire separation, building permits, and zoning requirements. Mr. Smith is in the process of selling the property, is fully aware of what was found, and has been cooperating fully with our request. As you can see on the permit history, towards the back of the packet, there was a permit pulled in 1959 to convert one stall of a two-car garage to a bedroom, half bath, and living space for the apartment above. So this is a brick two-story structure that was built with an attached garage underneath. Later converted to living space, just not an apartment. So no fire separation was installed. There's other various violations that were discovered, but Mr. Schmidt and his potential buyer are fully aware of what the city is requesting and are willing to comply with that request. So today I'm just asking that the board affirm the removal. That way they can move forward with their sale and then move forward with the conversion back to a single family home.
So who's the person standing right behind you?
My buyer, actually, his girlfriend had surgery today, so we brought his brother. And, I bought the property as a foreclosure, so I inherited tenants that were there. The previous owner never complied with the city.
Are you okay with the recommendation?
Yeah, I couldn't evict them until actually yesterday because of the moratorium and everything. So I have a buyer that's interested, but obviously his concern is the amount of time he's gonna be able to have to try to get it removed. Obviously, that's why I brought his brother, so that, they can know exactly what he needs to do, if he can apply for a variance and make the repairs, and get the fire separation and things in there. Or if worst case, how long does he have to remove the kitchen?
And understandably, we'll be more than willing to work with the new purchaser. If he's willing to explore that option as far as getting his zoning variance to see if he can keep it. My concerns are, it doesn't have ceiling height, it doesn't meet code. There's no way to create ceiling height without raising that second floor. However, we'll work with the new buyer as much as we can, as long as that apartment is not being occupied by tenants. And as long as we see progress, we may have no problem conveying what the city is requesting or explaining why we feel it shouldn't be used as a separate apartment. The space that was permitted to be installed, the extra bedroom, a living room, and a bathroom, does meet code. You add a kitchen into that mix, there's one electrical service, one gas service, no fire separation. There's no way to meet code for a two-unit. However, he is legally afforded the right to go through that process to see if he's capable. After he explores those options, with the unit being vacant in the bottom, then we'll move on to what's next. I want to work with him as best as possible. We also want the building to be safe. As it currently sits, is not safe, nor was it permitted to be used as a two-unit. He's been cooperating totally, which is why I'm willing to work with him, give them time to do what they need to do to make it safe.
So the development of the garage that makes it the 2-unit?
No. What they did was the permit was to take some space from the garage, create a bedroom,
Yes.
an extra family room, and bathroom. That is all. They took part of the extra family room, put a wall up, not them.
Yes.
The previous owner, whoever before that, put a kitchen in, and then started renting it out as a separate apartment. If that was to be done legally, there would have been a second electrical service. There would have been inspections, plans submitted. Our department has no records of any of that.
And that makes it a second unit?
Correct.
Okay. You want to eliminate that?
Correct.
Or bring it up to code?
Correct. All we're asking for is that the kitchen is removed, out of that basement apartment. Basically, what that would do is eliminate the sink, cap the water lines off behind the walls from which they originate, cap the gas line off behind the wall from which it originates, and then also correct some electrical issues found to make it safe. That's pretty much the gist of it, as well as the kitchen cabinets. The rest of the rooms there meet code, and they were permitted to be installed. So we're not asking for any of that to be eliminated. It's just the kitchen area which would suffice the second apartment.
So then, how does this all tie into the sale for you?
Well, because I wanted to make sure that the buyer, I'm an investor, I buy and sell houses. I try to sell to owner occupants, not necessarily other investors that are gonna rent it. So I wanna make sure, that they know exactly what they're walking into. I'm not just blindly leading them down the road of here's a property, you're fine, go ahead and use it. Next thing they know, you guys are on their back. I wanna do business in the city. I volunteered the inspection to make sure it was a legal 2-unit because it was being used as that, and I was gonna try to sell it as such. In fact, when he did the inspection, I had that buyer who wanted it as a 2-unit show up that day because I just want to sell it as a legal single-family house or 2-unit or whatever it was. I have no problem. I just want to make sure that they're aware, if we complete the sale, what they're going to be responsible for and possible timeline that they have.
So what kind of motion do we need today?
We are requesting that we affirm the removal, and then that way the property is gonna, he stated that it's a single-family home as it should be based moving forward, the new purchaser can go through a process to see what he would need to do to take a single-family home and either convert it or follow the affirmation and do the removal.
Okay.
Okay, motion to approve or affirm the removal.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions or comments from anybody?
I mean, is there any, obviously I can't sell the house overnight. He's got to go back to his brother who's in surgery with his girlfriend right now. I mean, is there some sort of timeline that I.
We want to work with them, whatever the process, once we get it confirmed, we'll be able to go through and if this kitchen has to be removed, it has to be removed. It's not going to be code, it's not going to be code. We will work with them any way we can to bring them back to single family home decision process. But deadline on it, is basically, we'll just go here that they know it's not, and then we'll set a second.
But there is a possibility of converting that into a dwelling where it's rentable, correct?
Sir, I believe you need to go to request a variance on that. It sounds like the inspector is saying that that's somewhat unlikely due to the ceiling height.
You have every legal opportunity to explore your options, okay? But based on the current condition during the inspection, it's highly unlikely. But, you're gonna have to go through the zoning variance process in order to see if it's possible.
Okay.
Okay, but once they affirm it, because no matter what, the property was built as a single-family home, and that's what we're asking it to go back to. So it was illegally created as a two-unit.
I see.
If you want to legally make it a two-unit, you have to go through that process to get that approval, okay?
It may not be cost effective to try to make it legal because of the ceiling height issue. So I think it's kind of a long shot, but no one will tell you that you can't try it.
You have every right to explore that.
Yeah, that's what I was considering, exploring that option, so.
And we'll work with you the best way we can. We're not going to tell you, hey, it's got to be done in 30 days, or as long as nobody's occupying that basement space, the second unit, we can afford you the time that you need to take care of it.
Very well,
Okay?
very well.
So we have a motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Next, we move down to item H, a rental registration hearing on property located at 25 Doty Street. Yes, sir. Please step up to the mic and state your name.
Ikea Oluka.
And you're the owner?
It's my wife.
Okay.
This was not on my email, I do not have any information on it.
Okay, this was the issue of whether or not they've already paid the collection company. I faxed over a request to the collection company faxed over an answer that they already paid.
Stupid.
And is it something we're looking at for you? So, sir, do you just need, what year do you need to register for?
Well, the years that we owe,
But you still have the collection company has made an agreement with them?
I mean, I can have it with me.
Yes, please, could you have?
Chris, it looks like he paid 500 on 12/21 and 185 on 125.
So it's 2012 to 2015 is what he's got a agreement on. He just needs to register for 16.
One of the problems is you need to have insurance on the property.
Yeah, we do.
We have that policy number.
Yeah,
We get all that information with Rich.
I think you do have what, and the receipt for payment.
I think she gave me right after the meeting with all the information that we needed.
Okay.
He doesn't need to register for 16.
So we need no action on this one. And sir, you need to go register your property in the controller's office for the year 16,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to ask, we have a lot of problems with our property. Each time we rent it out, people don't pay their rent. The person that lives there now, we have eviction for that. And I'm just asking that, this, the balance we have here, can you all just give me a little break on this?
That would have to go through, the decision's already been through the solicitor.
Yeah.
Any negotiations that we go to the
To who, please?
solicitor.
Oh, this attorney here. Oh, okay. Okay, so.
That part of it has been settled already. You just need to go register. It's the $5 to register for the 2016 year,
Okay.
okay?
Okay, as for today, I'm okay with this.
Yep.
Done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is item I, correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing. It looks like there's only one. When do we want to set that? February 18th. Do I have a motion to Set that for February 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item J, contract for demolition services for property located at 7009 Chestnut Avenue and 6342 Euclid Avenue.
These are just garages, and I would ask that the board approve them.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item K, correspondence received from Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, advising a loading zone sign on the corner of Columbia Avenue and May Street is warranted.
If you recall, this is a clinic that's just right over there, and they needed a loading zone for individuals who may be handicapped or elderly, and we sent it to Gary for recommendation. He recommends yes. So as soon as the weather breaks and the ground is thawed enough, I would ask the board approve putting a sign in.
Do we know Columbia or May? I'm guessing May Street probably?
Probably May Street. I can't imagine it beyond Columbia.
More sense to put it on May.
Yes.
On May Street.
On May, right.
Main Street. Okay. Motion to approve Public Works request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now, that's going to require ordinance change once that's made permanent. Next, we move down to item L, the list of the amusement devices for the week of January 25th.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item M, correspondence received from Phil Talon, Executive Director of Planning and Development, regarding funding for the demolition of 6433 through 49 Kennedy Avenue. Yeah, it looks like it's $74,200. That's a big building.
So he's requesting funding from the councilman of the sixth district.
If you recall, last week Scott Rico sent over a letter approving the funding for the demolition of Brothers too.
So do we need any action on this?
No, just if we could just show it as approved, and then we can start, maybe get a copy back to Phil so we can start moving on it.
Okay.
Next item is item N, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty recommending the appointment of Mr. Kyle Wagers as probationary member of the Hammond Police Department effective February 3rd, and disposal authorization submitted by the Hammond Police Department.
Motion to approve the chief's request.
Second.
Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Matters from other board members, I've got three. The first one is, change order.
Grimmer has submitted two change orders. The first one is that he's asking for additional time. The contract says they have to be performed within 30 days. The problem is we haven't had NIPSCO terminate the power yet. NIPSCO takes 2 to 3 weeks on a good month. The other one is for the inclusion of asbestos removal or environmental remediation. At the time the bids were submitted, that information of cost was not available to the contractors, and so we told them just to give us a change order after that information was available.
So it looks like there's a $300 increase for the inspection, and they're asking for 30 days on their notice to proceed for the demolitions.
Correct. That's to allow time for NIPSCO to cut the power.
So do we have a motion approving both of those requests?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. The second item is an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 4401 through 03 Sheffield Avenue, the north building, and 4407 Sheffield, the center building, 4409 through 11 Sheffield Avenue, the south building.
Correct. Mr. President, these are items that were on the demolition list. It's 3 buildings. They're kind of shaped like an L. And the new individual has purchased them, wishes to rehabilitate them, and it's actually a pretty lengthy rehabilitation agreement. It's not even the standard one with specific time limits for each property in each stage.
So do we have a motion approving the agreement?
Motion approving the agreement.
Second?
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Are there any other matters from other board members?
other.
This is a request from Michael Pinker stating that there was a house demolished, but they left the trees up. And it looks like they're requesting to have the trees removed. We probably need to just refer this to code enforcement.
It's, it was well overgrown. I was hoping a lot of trees would come out of demolition. What's left will, in the spring, when we, contractors on, we can shell it.
Are the trees problematic? Are they, because typically trees are good for the environment.
They're all weed trees, basically, it's everything that just grew up, that was during tree.
Okay.
If there's anything that's living in decent shape, I have a problem. Someone can call a workstation, go by and see if there's salvageable from those records of weed trees.
Okay. So
We will address it.
you guys will address it. We don't need-
Motion on that?
I don't think we need a motion.
We've got a copy of our letter.
Yeah. Okay, this is, she's in the audience.
Okay.
Matters from other department heads or their representatives? New business? Old business? Item AA, access to vacant property located at 173rd and Lyman. I think that's Ruth Morris.
And I do have some pictures for you.
That first one is standing on 173rd, looking into the lot, and you can see that there's been a lot of traffic in and out. The second one is kind of standing by the water tower, looking straight back out to 173rd. And that third one is, I turn myself around and look south, and that's the damage that they're doing. You can see that on that third one there, how the vehicles are getting in there. And I do have a short email from one of the neighbors, one of the dog walkers, and she's very concerned about this too. Let me just read this and it'll describe a lot that's going on. This is as of January 25th, and it's from Karen Lorenz, who also lives on Southmore Road. I was walking my dog in the evening, last evening, between 6 and 7 p.m., and noticed a large truck driving down the empty lot on the other side of the brush from where I was on the path on Lyman Avenue. The truck had a row of spotlights set across the top of it. I could not make out the color of the truck or who was driving. The driver went towards the underpass and turned around and burned rubber, fishtailed a couple times, then stopped. The driver then shined a spotlight towards the top of the tree line along the bike path and sat there for a few minutes. I continued to walk my dog, unsure of what purpose of this vehicle was doing there, and then the spotlight was turned off. The driver stepped on the gas with the brake on and took off very fast towards 173rd. Since there is no longer a non-emergency number, I did not call the police. On another night, while walking my dog, I saw a bright light under the expressway shining up against the cement block, which reflected the light up toward the underpass. I could not tell what was going on, but since there was no non-emergency number, I did not call police. About 2 hours later, I went back to walk the dog, and the light was gone. I would have preferred to call the non-emergency number, as I did not see an immediate need and did not want to take from someone who has an emergency. I used the non-emergency number in the past when it was available, and a squad was dispatched to investigate immediately. I was even able to speak with the officers. Our neighborhood is very good and have always felt safe walking outside in the dark or even riding my bike down the bike path during the evening hours, no matter what time of the year. I want that to remain this way. And that's the sentiment from basically everybody in the neighborhood. The Little Cal Commission is going to be paving the tops of the levees that run from the bike path all the way behind the old Botanic Gardens by Unity Church and cross over to Riverside Park. Now that's going to bring a lot more foot traffic through there, because they're gonna be going under the overpass and then down Lyman or crossing over the river bridge to go into Munster. So this is really a concern for us in the neighborhood to stop this illegal, whatever's going on over there with these trucks and partiers and dumpers and stuff like that. Tom Novak has identified, from code enforcement, has identified the owners, because sometimes we see families in there with their kids with off-road vehicles messing around in there too, and if some kid broke his arm, fell off the thing, who would be responsible for that? And he did identify that it was the CSX has part of it, the South Shore has part of it, so it's basically NITSE that would be involved with that, since it's the old Monon area that the South Shore now is taken care of. But what we're really, really concerned with is getting some kind of chain or gate or something to stop these people from going in there. The Munster pump station is right across from us, across the river, we can see it. They had a chain over there to keep people from going on the Munster side. That had gotten taken down when they were doing a lot of the tree cutting and stuff. And I noticed, because we can see it from our backyards, that there was a lot of foot traffic back there, there was a lot of cars back there, and behind the pump station, they cannot have illegal people back there. So I got a hold of the Munster councilman, and they did put its chain back up, and it's locked. Now, when somebody has to get back there, they have someone that they have to contact to unlock that gate if someone has to go back there to do something. Because NIPSCO has to use this entrance to get back to their poles by the expressway. Again, if we put up a gate or put up a fence, there's going to have some contact there so NIPSCO can legally get back there. So right now, it's just totally open. We have contacted the police department. Captain Alcox had authorized extra patrols. Sergeant Muta, who is our community affairs officer for South Hammond, has been back there a lot and looked for it, and he sent me an updated email, and it said that we were asking him if they caught anybody, and he said that he believes that one of his patrol units had stopped a vehicle near the area. This was as of January 22nd. He didn't know the outcome, but the police department is aware of the problem. The situation is that we can see it, we can hear it, but just like described in that email, they come and they go and they're gone. We can't describe them, we can't get their licenses, so we need to have some way to stop these people from getting in there, and that's what we're asking for.
I have one question. Is the neighborhood also against kids with four-wheelers and dirt bikes riding back there as well?
We're not against that. We are just afraid that if something happens, who's going to be responsible?
So trucks, obviously.
Well, pickup trucks that are doing damage, and in fact, I had a picture earlier on in the year where one of these trucks went underneath the expressway, crossed over the bike path, and drove up on top of the levee and did damage up there too. And I got the Little Cal Commission involved with that. And since that levee is right open there where the bike trail crosses underneath the expressway, I mean, anything can happen over there too. And I mean, they're very concerned when I showed them those pictures. But there's nothing to stop these trucks from going back there. And it's just these murderer guys. They're going back there just to do it. But it's upsetting our neighborhood because it is so close to the bike trail. They're crossing over the bike trail when they go under the expressway. And it's upsetting to the neighborhood, and especially the people that live right along Lyman that can hear them and see them. But as soon as they go out there, within 15, 20 minutes, they're gone. Not even there. Within 5 minutes, they're gone. They're just out there sporting around.
Chris, it sounds like they've identified the owners. It's not city property. I mean, what is your recommendation? What options do we have?
So we put up a barricade because CSX doesn't have any active activity at that location, and the train, the Mercy doesn't have any active activity at that location. We can put up a barricade with a chain across it. And if they
The thing is, you know, that's a big parcel, and if we block the roadway, they're probably gonna find some other way to get in there. They'll probably be driving across the bike trail right off alignment, because you can, you know, if you got an
Right.
off-road truck, I don't know, that's a tough one to solve.
We could put up a sign saying no vehicles.
Well, I mean, they do have, I think, at the entrance that she's
There-
referring to, there are pipes there where they used to have a cable that ran from
Yes,
one to the other.
yes, there used to, yes,
There used to be, and the cable's gone.
yes. And that's been gone for
I
many
mean,
years.
that would be something as a deterrent.
Yeah. Gary could try that. He could try blocking the road off temporarily, but he's gonna have to work with NIPSCO because they gotta be able to get their trucks back in there.
We would like to try something just to deter it.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing, and it's, we don't object to people using it for their kids to do something, and since it is open, but I would also ask that whatever they put up there, they do make it, paint it yellow or do something to it, because legal or illegal, the snowmobiles are running through there, but now the snowmobiles cross 173rd and go into the lot that is open on the north side of 173rd. So they're using that too. But if some snowmobiler is zipping from 173rd, crossing over and hits this wire, now you're gonna have an accident. So it's gotta be something that's very visible, and I think the more visible it is, it'll deter these four-wheelers that are in there that are really causing the damage. We never really had the problem before until these pickup trucks were going in there, and in the summertime, sometimes there's 3 or 4 of them, and they congregate, and they just kind of party, and they go in the back, and we can see that they're having a bonfire. Now then we'll call the police, and they'll go back there and report it. That was last fall. And of course,
If there is any illegal activity out there, call 911. Dispatchers, you call 911 for cat tree, whatever the situation may be, call 911. Dispatch
I've been trying to tell my people, because of the meetings and everything that we've been having about the situation with the E911, to do that now. It's hard to, right, it's hard to get them to change their philosophy, just like she was saying. It's not really an emergency. She doesn't want to take it away since E911 is kind of not as efficient as this, being nice here, not as efficient as it should be. But yes, and also I do have to say that Sergeant Muta was very nice. He comes to all of our crime watch meetings and things, knows the neighborhood, and he did give me his personal cell phone number that I can contact him, and the people that are really involved that live right along Lyman at 173rd, I gave them his number also, just to make sure that he knows what's going on immediately, even if we do call the 911, because that could take a while for that to get dispatched. So I think basically we just would like to see it blocked off, something to stop these guys.
Send it to, refer to Gary to, motion to send this to the Public Works Street Department to investigate a barrier method.
Okay, thank you very much.
I have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Meeting's open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to get up and speak? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.